Today we're going to change the spark plugs in a 1998 Porsche Boxster. These are the tools that I used. I've already replaced 3 of them, so half the job is done. Now here's the 3 new ones. You're going to need a total of 6 new plugs. I also replaced these tubes here. Here are the 3 that came out already. They were very oily. 1 torque wrench, because you're going to want to be able to torque them to, I think it was 26 foot-pounds. I also used this guide to help, very helpful. This is a 5mm that you're going to need to remove the coil packs. This is what I used to pull the tubes out, which I saw a tip on a website that was very helpful. So what I had to do is tighten this up a lot to make the diameter big enough to fit into the end that is exposed, because the big end of these is what's exposed. So I pushed that in hard, and then I was able to pull the whole tube out. Now you needed these right here to be able to tighten that enough so that it'd be wide enough. This right here is what I used to actually get the spark plugs out. It's by GEARWRENCH. It's number 80546, 5/8 inch. I can put a link to this in the description down below. It's got a little swivel here to it, and it's magnetized to help grab them and pull them out after they've been unscrewed. Just want to show you quickly how to prep the spark plug tubes. It's kind of obvious, but they come with these O-rings that are purchased separately. One goes on that end, and the other just pull over on this end, and it's ready to go. Okay, the first step is just get your car off the ground. I have my QuickJacks. You can slide right under here. They're pretty easy to access. Okay, this is a view from under the car on the driver's side. This is the side that I've already completed, so you can see the 1, 2, 3 coil packs here, and they have the 5mm bolts you need to remove are right here, and then one on the opposite side of that. And I will show you one on the side that I haven't done yet. Okay, they look pretty much the same on this side, so I'm going to try and take one of these off. If I cannot hit the camera and mess everything up. So we're just starting with the 5mm here, and I'll go for the middle one because I think that's what you could see easier. Okay. So these aren't on there super tight. Once you get them started, you can pretty much unscrew them by hand. All right, one out. Then the other one is on the top. You won't be able to see it, you'll just have to feel for it. And as soon as you do a couple of these, it'll be pretty easy. All right, number 2. Now once those are off, there is a black sleeve right here. There's a black sleeve that is covering the wiring that you can actually push it back, and and then it will expose, I don't know if you can see this, it will expose the wiring here, and there's just a button on this clip, a little tab you press down, and then it pops right off, and then this thing is free. You just pull it out, a little bit of suction, and we have our coil out. Okay, not too bad so far. Now let me get our little boat plug. I think this was a 1/4 inch, but I'll put a link to it as well in the description where I got it. So the secret is to pre-tighten this with against one of your new ones so that you know how it's going to fit in there, because I have no idea how you would get these tubes out without this thing. Alright, I can't see it because of the camera, so let me feel for the hole. So you just take this thing, you stick it in the hole with the tube. Actually, I think what I was doing before was taking the spark plug out first, so let me do that. Okay. So yeah, I was taking the spark plug out and then the tube. I'm not sure if it matters, but just in case, we'll follow the same procedure. Find the hole again. I'm just gonna stick this in there. Goes all the way onto our spark plug. And then they're fairly tight, so get our breaker bar up here. And get a little torque on it to get it started. Starts out requiring a good amount of force, and then eventually it'll loosen up here. Trying to take this one off. Yeah, we can turn it by hand now. A lot faster. I think that's it. There we go. And we have our spark plug out now. Looks well worn, but not in bad shape. Okay. Now we can go back to removing our tube with the boat plug. Okay, stick it in there fairly snugly, and what I found helps is actually rotate it to get that tube rotated. And oh, that one came out really easily. Good. And here's your tube. Mine have all been kind of coated in oil and have some dripping off. I'm not sure if that's normal or not, but then you gotta Wrestle your boat plug back out. Okay, done. And then we can grab one of our new tubes that we have prepped and stick it back in. You probably won't be able to see in the video, but as I noted on the other side, when I push them in, it really gets about here, and this O-ring is still sticking out and you can still see it, which is not in far enough. But the only way I found to get them all the way in is just to go ahead and put the coil pack on them and tighten them down, and that will press them in, because they're very hard to push in all the way. So push it in a little bit and you'll be able to feel it go in one indentation, but it's not going to go in all the way unless you're a lot stronger than me, which might be the case. So now let me grab a spark plug. Right. We got our new plug. We will stick it on our removal tool. Alright, we gotta stick it in our removal tool here and find our hole. And of course you want to be really careful that you're not cross-threading it, so when you start tightening it by hand it should go in very easily. If it's not, if it's getting stuck at all, back up and start it again. So this is going in smooth. We'll just hand tighten it as far as we can. Which is quite a way. Oh yes, do not use any anti-seize on these, according to the 101 project book. Alright, can't turn that anymore. So we're going to get our torque wrench back out. Fit it up in here. A lot of times the hardest part is getting that locked in, but I got lucky twice in a row. Okay. So. Still gonna turn quite a bit. Alright, I can feel it starting to get tight. I've got this set at 26 foot-pounds, I believe. There it is. Do it a couple times just to... Alright, it's in there tight. Pull this guy back out. Alright, so we just take our original coil pack, stick it back in with the same orientation with this facing where your wire was. Yeah, like I said, this is pretty easy after you've done a few of them, because I can't even see the hole because of the camera. I can't see anything, so I'm doing this all in the dark. That's how easy it is. Push this back in here. Oops. Knock the camera over. Hopefully you can still see, because I can't see what you can see anymore. And then okay, I'm really gonna have to get in the way. This part you have to be able to see to line your
holes up. Let's get our bolts back in here. It's somewhere around here. There we go. So just hand tighten one side a little bit, and you can start the other one, because remember that O-ring is still sticking out too far. So we kind of want to tighten one side and then the other to get that tube seated. All right. So the hand tightened as far as you can get them. Look at our 5mm back. Tighten that one a little. I like to tighten that one about halfway, and then I go to the back side and tighten it down all the way. All right, that one's all the way tight. Back to the front. All right, that one's tight. Now it's just a matter of snapping our connector back on until it clicks into place. Change hands here. All right, snapped into place, and then we can pull the rubber cover back over it to keep it protected. And there we go. That wasn't too bad. Now just do that 5 more times and you'll be done. All right, let's see if I can show you a close-up of the coil pack here. So this is the rubber sleeve that's on the connector that you just slide back. And then you can see this tab right here is what you press to disengage it. Okay. It's not easy to push down, but you push it down. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're stuck. You just pop it off like this, and then the whole coil pack is able to pull out. A little bit of suction, and voila, here's the hole with your spark plug in it now. All right, I'm going to try to give you a little bonus coverage of getting this tube out as well. So I got my plug here. You can see this is the tube right here. So we're going to stick our plug into the tube, get it seated pretty well in there, and then just rotate this a little bit, and I kind of felt it unseed the tube, that is, and then get the grip on it and just pull it out, and voila, there's our oily, drippy tube. Now, I was about to say that there was really no need for that angled piece on the socket tool, but here's a good example. To get it off, see, this is at an angle here to clear this. If it was not, you would, well, maybe you could still do it, but it would be a lot harder. So that angled thing allows you a lot more room, at least for this one.